Let me just check that. Zoom. I mean, yeah, sometimes if it will unmute online and I get feedback. So here we go. Who just came in? Victoria Folsom. Yeah, a lot of people missing on them, but you know, I can't identify more than half the people. Here they come. Good morning. People are connecting, so I'm going to wait just a moment. Oh, I see Mr. Skinner. There we go. Yep, I identified.
Hi, can you hear me?
We're not supposed to hear you just yet, but I can see.
I'm sorry.
You're okay, but I have everybody muted for a reason because the feedback becomes impossible, and then I can't hear anyone. Good morning. Most people are connected. My name is Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to court this morning, and if you're in a vehicle, make sure you are pulled over. If I see that you are driving, I will disconnect you. Yes, Mr. Weeder, I need to make sure that you're not driving. I will disconnect you because actually it's not legal to drive and be in a Zoom call. So if you would, yeah, and don't just turn your, yeah, thank you. So yeah, make sure that you're stationary, and this is court. You couldn't drive your car around the courtroom either, right? So just use a little common sense. Yeah, Mr. Weeder, stop and talk to me. Because I can tell you're looking forward. I just am not sure. Had a real thing with this. Are you there, Mr. Weeder?
Mr. Miller or Mr. Weeder?
Well, I saw him driving and I just can't do that. On Shirley's iPhone, are y'all stationary? Yeah, okay, just a nod's good. If I think it's just the way your camera is zooming in and out, and sometimes people have it on the automatic. Okay, so I'm Judge Person. Welcome to Temple Municipal Court. This is court, and it is not lawful to operate a cell phone and just drive around and look down at your phone. So if I see that, it's been a real problem lately. People think that they can just be on a call. Gotten off the road. Then I will remove you because I just can't let you break the law. So I want to let you know that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. That's what a ticket is. And when you give a plea, you're giving an answer or a response to that accusation. There are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. If you plead guilty, you are admitting the offense. If you plead no contest, you're not admitting or denying the offense. You're just allowing me to move you forward with sentencing. So if you plead guilty or no contest, you're letting me sentence you, and I'm moving you forward toward sentencing. And if you plead not guilty, you're just contesting the offense. You're saying, state needs to prove this case against me. So if you plead not guilty, you're moving toward a pretrial. That docket is meeting today, and some of you are on that docket, and that is a breakout room. And we'll do that in just a moment, where you'll have a meeting with the city's prosecutor, and then you'll come back into this meeting. And we're about to start that. But I want to just let you know a few quick things that I think people should know when moving a case through the municipal court. This is a Class C court, and the tickets here represent fines and costs, but not jail time. So just be aware, if we're looking at your case today, we would be looking at, sentencing to fines and costs. Mr. Hallmark, I want to just quickly, because I've actually addressed your case. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. We had set a payment for you to come to the window, and you came but did not set up your payment plan. So your cases are currently heading to warrant. I did review your cases and I did reductions, but you need to proceed to the clerk's desk to set up that payment plan. It's $25 a month.
Okay.
I'd come down there.
I understand, and it might take a little longer than you wanted it to take. And please forgive me, but you were quite rude to staff. Please be more respectful of them in the future. Head on over and set that up.
Okay.
So I don't think clerks deserve to be treated poorly. Anyway, so if you plead guilty or no contest, I'm moving forward with your case today, but there's still 4 ways to gain a dismissal. And they are, if you have something that can be dismissed and you legally comply with compliance dismissals, talk more about that in a moment. If you have something that can be dismissed through a driver safety course and you're qualified and successfully complete it on time. If you have and request and are granted a deferred disposition, and if you are granted teen court. So compliance dismissals are just things that the law says you can dismiss if you comply with certain provisions of the law. And I'm going to let you know about those as they come up. I don't think I have too many today. I think I have maybe one, but you can ask me questions about that, but I will just automatically look for that dismissal, okay? The second thing, and so just bring it up if you think I've missed something, but I'll automatically start looking for those. The driver safety course is a solution for speeding or moving violations, all moving violations, if you are a Texas license holder or active military or dependent. And then you've got to be on time for all of the steps of that program to gain that dismissal. What makes it interesting is that you pay less money for your ticket and you keep it off your record. And it's a moving violation. So sometimes that can affect people's insurance. Now, I don't know if it will affect your insurance because that's between you and your insurance company, but I can tell you whether you're qualified, and I'll start looking for that as an option if you appear to be qualified and the offense is qualified. You can ask me about it, but I'll start looking for it as an option and start seeing if you want to do that. Now, the ticket, and when I give you a ticket amount, or when the clerk gives you the ticket amount, that is a court cost and a fine, okay? In the driver safety course option, you only pay the court cost. The fine goes on hold. And if you complete the process fully and on time, you gain a dismissal. And that fine that was on hold gets waived when your ticket gets dismissed. And it is cheaper than paying the whole ticket, even though you have to pay for your driving record and get your driving class turned in on time. So that's a good option if you qualify, but you have to qualify and then you have to do it the correct way, okay? And we do put all that in writing, so you will know what to do if you pay attention and read things that you're signing, then it ought to work out. So just, I will again look for that option. The third way to gain a dismissal in a Class C court the third way to gain a dismissal is to be granted a deferred disposition. And that is exactly what it is. Deferred means to delay. Disposition means to dispose of. I delay disposing your case. I put it on hold. I put a document in place that is a written agreement between yourself and the court, and it lists the things you must do to gain a dismissal. If you do the things that are listed, your case gets dismissed. What's the secret to getting a deferred disposition in a Class C court? You ask at the time that you enter a plea, and if the judge grants it, you get your document in place, then you're good to go. So, guilty or no contest, judge, but I'd like a deferred. That's how you answer or ask for that, okay? And you can ask me in a Class C court, you can ask the judge. In a higher level court, you can't ask the judge without asking the prosecutor first. Here, you may also ask the prosecutor if you are on the pretrial docket, or you may ask me directly. So you've got a little more options. For most of us represent ourselves in a municipal court, and I think that's one reason why we allow that under the law. So you just ask, okay? So that's number 3. Number 4 is teen court. If you're a high school student or equivalent and you're heading to a diploma, I'm going to be trying to push you to teen court. The reason that I do that is because with teen court, what you will find is that it is a way for young people to take responsibility for themselves. And we try to address what got you here in front of the teen court to begin with. And if that's driving, it's a safety issue. If it's a criminal offense, that will relate heavily to your criminal record. And so we'll address both your record and the behavior. With driving, we're talking about the fact that 25 and under, you're in the leading group for death and dismemberment on the roadway. And Texas is number one. We kill more young people in Texas than any other state. And we really want to address that with teen court. So those are the 4 ways to gain a dismissal. Most of that will be walking you through. Remember that on a deferred, you've got to ask, or I assume you don't want it. That's why I explain it, because most of us wouldn't probably know about a deferred disposition. And I even get lawyers who don't know that you can ask the judge directly. So now you know, and you have full correct information, okay? Let me start by beginning with the pretrial group, and let me create the pretrial breakout room. And what's going to happen is if you're scheduled for that particular event, Ms. Warren, who is on screen, and she'll probably just give a quick wave. Good morning, Ms. Warren. She is the state's prosecutor. She represents the state of Texas, and she also represents whoever filed the charge against you. So she's not your lawyer, but she will discuss within the ethics rules what your options are probably. And also she might give you her take on the matter. She may do that. She might not. I don't control what she's doing, okay? She does not work for me. She works for the state of Texas, but she is a lawyer and she does follow the rules that lawyers must follow, as well as just our court rules in the courtroom. So she's gonna meet you in that breakout room. And right now, Ms. Warren, you have Brandon Miller, and then Tyler Wetter, and then Victoria Folsom on that docket. And let's go ahead and start with Brandon Miller. Mr. Miller, you're going to receive an invitation. Heading on over to that room, just click the accept button. Make sure you're not in the car driving. That might just be the way your screen looks, but if you're driving, we just can't do it. And so there you go. I think some people have that way that their lens will make it look like there's movement, and we want to verify, but don't drive on the screen. You get pulled over, you're really going to be in trouble. Okay, and then I'm going to begin. I've got a little.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I don't see my invitation.
Okay, I can't resend it. There, it didn't go. Let me do it again. My apologies.
Okay.
I was probably.
Thank you. Mhm.
You're welcome. And so there are people I can't identify. So let me just walk through these. Monique's iPhone, could you unmute, please? Thank you. And give me your full name, please. So just unmute.
Okay. Hi, Monique Stokes.
What's your name?
Monique Stokes.
Okay, are you, so I have Garland Stokes on my docket. And no, I don't. I have Roger Wilson underneath that, but Garland Stokes. Are you connected to Garland Stokes?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm not.
Well, it's not on here. Ma'am, I will definitely get that pulled up. Okay, I just want to pull the right file.
Okay.
And so you are Stokes,
Yes, ma'am. That is correct.
and then Monique is the way you have it spelled on screen, right?
Yes, ma'am. Minique.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, let me just get. Let me get you labeled correctly on here so I don't lose track of you, ma'am. And thank you. I'll be with you shortly.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you very much. Okay, thank you. You'll be muted just until it's your turn. Mr. Wetter, you have your hand up?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't get a request to move over to the different.
It's because it's not your turn yet, but it will be.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, we take turns. It'll be
Okay,
your
thank you.
turn soon. Don't unmute. You muted before I was muting you. Okay. Then I have, let's see, just a young lady, and she has glasses on. You're actually kind of touching your head, and you're called iPhone right now. So I want to be able to pull the right file. Can you unmute and give me your full name?
Jasmine Petway.
Thank you, Ms. Petway. I do have you on the docket. Great. I'm just gonna mark you in. Thank you. And then, yeah, I can't, I've got too many notes to be doing that, but thanks. I just added her. And then Shirley's iPhone, I think that I'm not sure. If you could tell me your full name.
Abby Hannon.
Okay. Let's see. Thank you. Labeled Juan Gonzalez, if you could unmute and tell me your name.
Jetsenia Baez.
Thank you, Ms. Baez. Latoya's iPhone. Please unmute and tell me your name.
Latoya Skinner. I'm sitting in with Nicholas Skinner.
Okay, no problem. Are you his mom?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Great. And then I have 3 phone numbers and they're never, I have 4 phone numbers actually, and they're never identified, but I will always start by listing your area code, and then the last 3 digits of your phone. Area code 314, phone number ending in 472. Can you unmute please and tell me your name?
Joseph Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I've got you down now. We'll be with you shortly.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Just keep listening. And area code beginning in 254, phone number ending in 342. Could you please unmute and tell me your full name?
Johnny Mclaren.
Thank you, Mr. Mclaren. We'll be with you shortly. And now I've got you
Okay.
down.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then phone number beginning with a 254, area code ending in 562. If you could please unmute and tell me your name. Phone number ending in 562. And moving forward, area code 254, phone number ending in 905. Could you please unmute and tell me your name? Okay. All right, I'm going to move on and we'll try those again shortly. I saw him earlier, Isaiah Smith. If you could get on screen, please, and unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm good, ma'am.
Okay. So I did review the information, and I think what I've gotten word of, we're on a deferred, and there's some difficulty getting payment done, which is today. Can you pay half of your balance today?
Let me see.
That would be 117.
17. Yeah, I should be able to do that.
Well, do you know? Because today would be a day that you would need to know since it's today. Do you know that you can do that?
Nah, I don't think I can be able to do that.
Definitely. Okay. Sorry, but with court dates, we don't put maybe dates. I'm not trying to be cheeky with you. We just have to nail it down. And then I can delay and look at another date to collect the balance.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
while I'm, sorry.
Oh, I just say yes, ma'am.
So while I'm looking, I just forgot to put my calendar up and I'm getting that done. While I'm doing that, if you could, let me know what would work for you. I can work with you on it. We've got a little bit of time.
Yes, ma'am.
What day of the month are you paid? What days of the week?
Can we do the week after the Tuesday after next week? Would that work for you or?
Is that the 28th?
Oh, yes, ma'am. That'll work for me.
That'll work fine.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I'm going to modify your order. And are you coming by to do payment or paying on the phone?
I'll probably just come by.
Yeah, I think that's probably easiest. And that way you can pick up a copy of this new order with the new date. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad we could get you squared away, sir. Do you have any more questions?
Just to clarify again, it's the full payments I do on right on 28th, right?
So half the payment is due today and the final payment is due on the 28th.
Oh, okay.
And then just pay attention, you've got a driver
Okay.
safety course due in October. So you'll want to pay attention.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. They'll have
Yes,
that
ma'am.
at the
Thank you.
clerk's desk. You're welcome. They'll have that at the clerk's desk in the next, a few minutes or so. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. You have a blessed day, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. You too. Ms. Warren, I see that you're out and you have already visited with Mr. Miller. And if you could, let me know, are we heading to trial or resolution?
We've resolved the case. Mr. Miller will take the deferred, no class, and we have not discussed payment.
Okay. I'll review payment information with him. And thank you very much.
Thank
Your
you.
next person is Mr. Waiter. And Mr. Weeder, I'm sending you that invitation now. And you should receive that. You click on it. You come back in here when you're done. Okay. All right. And so, Mr. Miller, where are you, sir? There you are. Hi. Good morning.
Morning.
So I haven't looked at your financial information. And just without even reviewing that, are you able to pay anything today towards your balance?
I'm broke right now, but as soon as I get out of court, I will be able to do probably about 40 today by close of business.
Okay. When are you paid each week?
Paid daily because I do Uber Eats, so I get paid multiple times a day, truthfully.
Okay. This is the disregarding the traffic control device. And it's a deferred disposition, which keeps it off your record. We usually can break that into 3 payments. And so I want to give you the benefit of that by saying that would be 3 payments of $78. So let's not do today, but maybe you can just kind of calculate in your mind, think about, could we do one of those payments, say 2 weeks from today on the 28th of September?
28 is what you're saying?
Yes, to do $78.
Yes, ma'am. That'll be perfect.
Okay. And then looking at my calendar, and you can look at yours if you want, then we might look at the 19th of October. Will that
Sounds
work
good.
for the third payment or the second payment? Sorry. And then
Yeah, second payment.
the final payment, which is the third payment on the 9th of November.
Sounds great.
Okay, your deferred will wrap up on January 18th of 22. And I need your signature on this document. And I haven't looked yet. You're in Temple. Can you come to the court today to sign your final paperwork, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when should we look or expect you?
Before lunch.
Okay, we'll have it at the front desk for you, Wade. Okay,
Alrighty.
any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, and then I believe my next person is Nicholas Skinner. And Mr. Skinner, I'm going to pull your file while you unmute, okay? And Ms. Skinner, P17, you're not required to be here, but you're absolutely welcome to be here. And I have received, Mr. Skinner, from you a no contest plea. Before I accept your plea, do you understand the meaning of that plea? You're not admitting it or denying it, but you're moving forward with the teen court request. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And just backing up, do you feel like you understood the options for pleading of guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And with teen court, there is a $20 fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you will have a class due. It's a driving class, and it will be due no later than October 14th. And I will need you to bring yourself over today, or mom can bring you either one to sign your teen court paperwork. When can we look for you to come to court today?
Probably lunch.
Okay. And Ms. Skinner, do you have questions?
No, ma'am. He'll be down there on his lunch break and we'll get that. Is that fee, the $20 fee due at that time as well, ma'am?
Yes, it is due at that time, and it's required to be cash,
Okay.
that particular one. But all of his paperwork, Mr. Skinner, all of your paperwork will be at the front desk, and we'll see y'all in an hour or two.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do either of you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, then moving forward. Ms. Monique Stokes. Yes, she is in here. Just one moment, Liz. All good. Morning, Ms. Stokes.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much for asking. Oh, one moment. The gentleman. He was extended. It's on his Miller. Can we reprint? I forgot to remember. I like to remember. Hi, Ms. Stokes.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. I reviewed your information. We do have a warrant. You offered to make a payment. However, I am finding that, yes, we should do community service. And I hadn't calculated the number of hours. I didn't get that far, but I'm pretty close. Give me just a quick moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm sorry. I agree with you that we should do that, is what I meant to say. Okay, that will come to 46 hours. And
Okay.
I'm seeing you're in Colleen. Normally, I
Yes,
say it's a good idea to come by and read everything and make sure you don't have questions, but I can email the information to you. I just have one page that I need a signature back, and it's a release.
okay,
And you print that page and sign it and like either take a photograph and send it to our email, the one we used to set up this meeting, or scan it over to us today.
okay.
Okay, great. So, or you can come by, but I don't want you to make a trip if it's inconvenient. So, ma'am, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
It'd probably be easier if I come by because I don't have a printer. So I
Okay.
probably could just come by and sign it there and,
Right.
yes,
It's a
ma'am.
pretty big, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Okay, it's a pretty big packet and it's 46 hours. Right now, we're gonna have a due date of 11/23. If you need
Okay.
more time, you can email on the court online help that we set up the meeting for or
Okay,
with and ask for an extension and provide what you've got or let us know how many hours and where you've been going. That way we make sure if there's any hiccups, we can catch them early.
okay,
And I will have a list of places that you can consider. Now, they are all on this side of the county. I've tried keeping a list over there and things just come and go very quickly over there. And I couldn't keep it up to date. But any nonprofit organization under Texas law will qualify. And this will be written on the front of the packet. There'll be a list of
Okay.
instructions and it tells you that. But I know people start panicking immediately and really it should be self-explanatory, but you can read it that at the window when you're here. And if you have any questions, the clerks are good about answering. If you have a question they can't answer, they'll let me know, okay?
okay. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Stokes. Appreciate you too. Bye-bye. And Ms. Warren, you were visiting with Mr. I'm sorry. Wait, I'm gonna say it wrong. Weeder, thank you. And are y'all reaching resolution? We heading to trial?
Your Honor, this case is headed for actually a resolution. I
Okay.
am waiting for the defendant's driving record. I have instructed him that if the case has not settled before November 3rd, he needs to appear.
Okay, right. And Mr. Weeder, November 3rd is your date. Let me just check. Normally that's on that. Aren't doing those, which is fine. Did I get it? Just, I like reminding people. Give me one moment to run that down. $2:00 on that date, okay?
Okay.
So what I always say is call the day before, and if it's still pending, expect to be here. If you really thought it shouldn't be pending, check in with the prosecutor. But at that point, we should have most things resolved that are getting resolved.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to let you go.
Thank you.
And Ms. Warren, I have Victoria Folsom, and she is here today. Let me find Ms. Folsom. There you are. You'll receive an invitation, and that's a breakout room with Ms. Warren, okay? We'll see you at the end. Come on back in this room. And moving forward, and just a quick question. If your name is Haley Rottenberry or Rotenberry, could you please speak up? Haley, are you there? Maybe one of those phone calls that didn't respond. Haley Rotenberry. Okay, well, I'm just checking. And I actually did want to double check again. If you're on the phone, ending in 905, could you please tell me your name? On the phone, ending in 905. So I'm going to disconnect you. Are you there? I don't know if you're supposed to be here or not, but we're not effectively communicating, and there's no way to hold court with someone who can't reply. So it may be that you need to reconnect. I'm going to disconnect, and that might give you some time to figure out what's going on. If you can't get it to connect, call the clerks. And phone number ending in 562. Hello? And I'm actively asking you to unmute. Could you please unmute and tell us your name? Okay, we're not communicating. Are you there? I'm going to give you time to try to reconnect. So I'm going to go ahead and remove you. If you're having trouble, call the clerk's desk. Okay, moving forward, we'll see who comes back. It's not uncommon that people don't realize they're having a problem. Miss Petaway, let me have you unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Hi.
Losing my voice. And I did receive your request for a payment plan. I can grant one, but I'll tell you that my review of the file indicated to me that we should probably look at community service.
Like what time would community service be? And
So I don't schedule it for you. I give you a list of places and you schedule it for you. What I can tell you is that it would be 23 hours and you would have, I would accept your pleas, enter the convictions, order the community service, and then it's due November 23rd.
the whole 23 hours?
Well, and here's the provision on that. If you don't get it all done, you turn in what you have and you ask for an extension on or before the date of your due date.
Okay.
Okay. And so my next question is, I'll need you to come by to pick up your packet and just sign. When can we look for you to be here?
Probably like around 1:30.
That'll work fine. And everything will be at the front window.
Okay.
Have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to let one of those phone calls back in again. But while I do that, I'm also looking next to talk to Abby Hannon. And so if you'll unmute and I'll pull your file. And give me just a moment to troubleshoot. Person on the phone that just came back in. Hello, can you unmute please and tell me your name? On the phone, you'll have to unmute. I think you have to click there.
Joseph Johnson.
Yes, I have you, Mr. Johnson. Thank you so much. It's someone new that just came in that I've been trying to get to unmute all morning. Thank you, sir. I've got you down. No problem. Phone number ending in 562. If you just got admitted again, your phone is ending in 562. Please unmute and talk to us. I'm not seeing anybody with that phone number on my list either. Oh, yes, I am. Mr. Stokes. Mr. Stokes, you should be able to hear me. I'm going to ask you to come back over to the clerk's window at the court. We're not able to communicate for some reason. The phone just isn't working out for you. So I'm going to disconnect you so you can come over. Can you hear me? Come on over to the court. We've got a solution for you. He's a code case. And I did review his finances. He can afford to pay, but I'm interested in whether he solved the problem. and I would give him a reduction. He's 78 years old. It's not unusual that he might not know how to mute that phone. He did enter a plea of guilty. So could you help me circle back around with the code enforcement officer later today? Thank you. He's pled, so we're good to move forward. Hi, Ms. Hammond. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I did receive your information. I had some questions before I accept your plea. And the first one is, did you understand the options for pleading of guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
You have entered a plea of guilty. And my next question for you is, are you enrolled in school?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you go to school?
Temple High School.
What grade are you in there?
I'm in 11th.
And do you have proof of your enrollment that you can bring to the court?
Yes. We'll have to get it. Yes, we'll have to get it though.
That's fine. So I could do teen court. You requested a driver safety course. The thing is though, with teen court, you're going to go ahead and do a class anyway. So we might as well do it through teen court.
Okay.
Was there an accident in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Has insurance covered that accident?
Yes, ma'am.
And did they send like a letter saying that they were covering the accident?
Oh, yes, we have lots of paperwork.
Yes. So bring me just a copy of that, like the front page that says it's good to go. I like to know that we're not cutting off that situation because I'm expecting a dismissal from her record. And so I want that page. It's just the page that says, you know, we received a claim and we're covering it. And then if you can you bring that today?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then there's a $20 fee. Can we pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
And then the only thing you'll have left is a driving course, and that won't be due until October 14th. You'll take it at your own expense, turn it in no later than the 14th of October. I'll dismiss the ticket and waive the $269.
Okay.
The main issue with teen court is just to get you safe faster, and that's it's a little quicker than if you did the driving class, because you're in that big group of that I worry about the most late at night. I know your parents do too, right? And so we just want to get you safe. I'm glad you're well and that you weren't injured. And we want to just continue with that success, okay, as a success.
Sure.
I need y'all to come by to sign the paperwork. The $20 fee is in cash. What time today was going to work? I know y'all have to run a few things down after this conversation.
Like within the hour or so.
Okay.
We're gonna go. We're in the school parking lot. We can go in and get the form from the school.
Okay, I was wondering about that. Okay, so by lunch, we'll be just fine.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you at the counter, okay?
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Have a great day. Ms. Baez, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I've looked at everything you gave me. Thank you. And I know you came and requested a payment plan, but in reviewing everything, and I know you have lots of children at home, but I was looking and I thought that the better option for you was going to be to do community service. Will you be willing to do that?
Just because I work at the emergency room at Scott and White, my hours are crazy.
Right. The better thing there too is the community service. You set it up on your own time frame, you see.
Okay.
And so what we could do, I give you the list of places.
Okay.
and then you set it up. And I'm gonna, because it's so many, I'm gonna start with December 14th as your due date.
Okay.
And then if you need more time, you can ask for an extension through the email. Just send me what you have that shows me how many hours you've gotten done. It kind of gives me a feel for how much you can get done in the period of time that I gave you.
Okay.
And that way I can kind of calculate how much more time do we maybe need, and show me where you've been doing it, just in case there's a problem with any of it. And what I would ask you to do is come by the clerk this morning,
Okay.
window, and pick everything up and sign for it. Excuse me.
No problem.
And then, make sure you understand it. And if you do have any questions, the clerk or I can answer.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Baez. We'll
How
look
many
for you in the
hours?
next 78 total for all of it.
78. Okay.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Have a nice day.
Too. Warren, I know you've spoken with Ms. Folsom. Are we heading to trial or to resolution?
The case is resolved and Ms. Folsom did elect to take a defensive driving course.
This is on the fail to control speed?
Yes.
Okay. And when is the 144 getting paid?
She can have the 144 by October 7th.
Okay, Ms. Folsom, we're doing an extension to set you up for driving safety, but I do need your signature on that extension today. So I think we can email it to you. Yes, clerk? Madam Clerk? Okay. We can email that to you and you'll have to, scan it somehow or print it, sign it, and either scan it or a legible photocopy back to us to the email that you set up the case today, okay? Can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, ma'am. I had a question. So I had received 2 tickets that day. It was a no insurance ticket and then the failure to speed. I did send the paperwork back to her, but I did get an email saying that the response that I picked was not eligible for that.
Let me look and see, because I showed that's not an extension. And that we emailed that back to you on the 8th of September. Let me look. Oh, yeah. What? Ms. Folsom, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we got a request for a driving safety course on the insurance, and you can't do it for that one. And so did we give an extension? So we gave an extension to September 2nd, and it's just sitting there. Were you insured at the time of the stop? Which is April 20th.
Okay, so I had insurance. The reason I was in Temple is because my daughter was at the children's hospital for 2.5 weeks. My insurance expired while we were at the hospital, and I even showed the officer my paper, and I said, hey, I'm not, because you have to go into their office to pay. And I said, hey, I've been in Temple for 2.5 weeks. My daughter's in the hospital. I just wasn't able, I was not able to pay it. And when I called my insurance company and asked, hey, can I back pay? They were like, no, you can't. So I was pretty much stuck with, okay, I don't have insurance because I was stuck in Temple at the hospital with her. Okay. And so I didn't even realize that it was already due because I had it set up on auto pay and it was for 6 months, but the 6 months had expired. And it was just kind of like bad timing.
Okay.
I mean, but
how's your daughter now? Yeah,
so,
how's your daughter now?
She's okay. She still goes to physical therapy. She's starting to talk now. She's 4. It was just really hard on her.
What I'm sorry, what happened?
She had an accident. She was with my parents and she broke both of her legs. And she had a heart issue. So it just took a while for her, She was born really early and so she's doing better.
Good. Okay. I'm showing that I could do community service on a deferred, and I could grant a deferred disposition. I'm not able to do an outright dismissal. Let me back up. How are you pleading to not having insurance on April 22nd?
I mean, it's going to have to be guilty because of those circumstances.
Right. And so I can sentence to a deferred, which would keep it off your record. I would need to order community service instead of payment,
Okay.
and that would be 14 hours on that deferred. You have a small toddler. I would look to get those hours from you not later than November 23rd. And as long as and proof of insurance by that date.
Yeah, I have my insurance right here.
You can send that as soon as possible. Just
Okay.
send that declarations page that they gave you in today when you email back your deferred paperwork on that one. So I'm going to send you the deferred. It'll list the things you're doing. Okay. I'm going to send you an extension for driver safety course setup, and that'll extend you to October 7th on that one. Then your hours are due on your insurance case November 23rd, and insurance by that date. Today's fine too, just one less thing to have to keep track of, okay? And that'll result in the case being dismissed, both of them, if you do it right. Now, on your driving situation, the fail to control speed, October 7th is when you're signing up to start. And we'll need insurance that's effective that day, plus your license and the payment. And then you'll have 90 days to get back the course, your driving record. This will all be in writing. Don't get started on that part now, but do start your community service hours now, okay?
So do I have to drive to Temple to do that?
No, I was just about to tell you, thank you, good question, that you don't drive to Temple. But if you'll email everything in the day before and then do the payment online, it should clear. And if you have any questions, you can call the clerk. We can do that process through email.
So the payment is the 144.
Yeah, on that one. That one I have to collect that payment. On the insurance, I can do community service.
Okay. So I was just telling her, I just started a job this week, so I just barely am getting an income now, and I'm trying to catch up on everything that I've missed the past 6 months.
Right.
Is there any way I can do a payment plan?
Not for that, no.
No? Okay.
No, it's not, the state law doesn't allow.
Okay. But it's due by the October the 7th?
Yes.
Okay. And I can pay it online?
Yes, but you want to get your paperwork turned in first, the day before.
Okay, so paperwork.
Right. You're going to listen
Go
carefully.
ahead.
Listen carefully. You've got two cases. Let's try not to get them confused. Okay?
Yeah.
On the fail to control speed, you're signing an extension today. That's for October 7th. We can go ahead, or you can go ahead and let the clerk know you want to get your paperwork filled out for that. They'll email you that paperwork. You email it back before you make the payment on the 7th.
Okay, I understand. And then I also send in my driver.
Wait a minute. On the insurance case, we mail you your deferred paperwork today. You mail it back signed today. Okay, you're signing everything today. You mail it back signed today. Send proof of insurance on that case today. Then your community service hours are due November 23rd. This will all be in writing. We're sending it to you. Okay.
So you send it to today, and then I just email you back?
Today.
Okay, so I don't have to ask for them to send it. They just do it automatically.
Your extension is today, but October 7th, you've got to initiate that paperwork.
Right. Okay.
The day of or the day before.
Okay. And
Okay.
this is all done through email, not mail, right?
It's a lot easier to do it through email because you know we got it.
Yeah. Yeah, because you said mail, and I'm like, oh, no, let's do email.
Email's better. Okay, thank
Yes,
you, Ms.
ma'am.
Folsom.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good one.
You too. Ms. Warren, Haley Rottenberry is not here. So you are good to go.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And I'm moving then to Mr. Johnson, Joseph Johnson. Can you unmute?
Yes,
Hi there.
this is Mr. Johnson.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So I did receive your plea of no contest to the charge of failing to yield at a stop intersection. And I've made the decision that we should look at community service instead of the payment plan that you requested. I'll let you choose, but I think community service would be a better match for your situation. What do you say?
I'm been back and forth to St. Louis, so I'm not in Temple, Texas anymore. So I just want to set up the payment plan.
Okay, if you wanted to do it somewhere else, not here, you could do it at any nonprofit under the law.
Okay, I would just want to pay for it and get it, make a payment plan and get it over with.
Okay. Let's see now. Can we email this to you?
My email address is joegjohnson67@yahoo.com.
Joe G. Johnson at what again?
Joe G. Johnson 67@yahoo.com.
Okay. We can email that to you. Can you print it out and sign it and get it back to us?
I have no way of doing that.
Okay. Then we're going to mail it to you. But if you don't receive it in the next week, you need to call back. We need that back from you signed off. Okay?
Okay.
Unless you're coming by the court.
Excuse me?
Unless you're coming to the court.
No, I can't come to the court.
Okay, we're going to mail it. Now, the address we have on file is on Dodge and Loop. Is that where we should mail it?
Yes, please.
Okay, how are you going to get that mail?
My daughter be here.
Right, but she can't sign for it. So how are you getting?
I'll be back in town by the time it gets.
Okay, well, when are you coming back into town?
Monday, I think.
Okay, why don't you come by the court on Monday and sign up?
Could I just get an email? I since the accident, I have no vehicle. And
we can email it, but you just told me that you can't take it and print it. So, I mean,
I can look at, cause only way I get my email is on my telephone. I don't have a printer or anything.
Right, but see, we've got to have it printed out and signed. We need your signature on that document within 7 days.
I will be here within 7 days to sign it. When it gets here, I'm positive that I will have it back to you with my signature.
Okay. That's no later than the 21st.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mclaren, can you unmute where I can hear you?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm very well. This is a speeding charge and we're needing to set up a payment plan. And I did get your request, but I am showing that it would be better to do community service. I will make that available to you. That would be, let me look at the amount because I think it's not even that many hours. Let me check. that would be 6 hours of community service because you've already paid some of this. Do you want to do?
Ma'am,
community- Yes.
ma'am, I can't do community service because of my disability.
So can your doctor write you a note telling me that? I can waive it and then you won't pay or do community service.
I could just pay it.
Okay. You requested $20 a month and I just need your
Yes, ma'am.
signature. I just need your signature on that today. Can you come by the court and sign?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's a good day to collect $20 a month? Do you want to start today or do you need a different date?
Well, this Friday I can make my first payment.
Okay, we're going to set that up and then you'll just sign off today and it'll just be always on the 17th.
Okay, that'll be fine, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mclaren. Thanks for waiting today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes?
So what time do I need to be there to sign the paper today?
Yes, sometime today. What works best for you?
In just a few hours, I'll be there.
Okay, we'll look for you around the lunch hour, okay?
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Have a
That'll
great
all
day.
be, yes, sir. That'll all be at the front desk for you and you have a great day too. Bye-bye.
Hey, bye-bye.